Okay, let's do that again. Sorry about that, brothers and sisters. Uh, I'm not going to have the introduction. I'm just not the music. I'm just going to start with the words because we thought we were live and I was talking for the past 4 minutes. Let's see if I can get it right this time. Good morning, brothers and sisters. And this includes our new members who may be enjoying us for the first time, wherever you may be and wherever you want to be, because you may not be where you want to be. There you are. I am the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, and this is my 100th episode on Mind Dog TV. And in my office, it's it is September 14th and 70 degrees, technically 72 degrees, because we have the air off because it's so nice outside that we didn't think we needed the air on in here. But the thermostat's not in here, the thermostat's out there. And in here, it's a little different. But on the other side of this wall, it is 69 degrees, 3% chance of rain, uh, about 12% humidity, and uh, let's say things are just a little bit crazy. Because on the other side of this wall, we have a particular party. I don't want to mention the GOP or MAGA by name because that would be rude, who are pretending to care about one man being shot down and not even pretending to care about the children, the countless children that have been gunned down in schools and churches and things like that. They don't even pretend to care. They just send thoughts and prayers. But when this one individual died, they fucking flew him home, or flew him back to his family on Air Force Two. Air fucking Force Two. I'm not going to get upset about that right now because I'm going to get upset about it later. Welcome to the Church of Last Resort. I am the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, OBS, MCM, LIX. People have also called me the Racy Reverend, the Pervert Pastor, the Vile Vulgar Vicar of Vice, the Sexy Shepherd, the Missionary Man, the Minister of Mischief, the Wicked Witness, the Deacon, Dirty Deacon of Doggy Style, the Frisky Fire, the Assman Abbot, the Booty Banging Brother, the Handsy High Priest, Father Fistmas, the Wicked I Like to Watch Witness, the Holy Ho, the Divine Dominating Dominee, the Depraved Preacher, the Minister of Making Love, the Clergy of Cunning Conversation while eating pussy, the slightly hungover uh, minister from wine tasting yesterday, the wine festival, and that nasty N-word. Point is, I come by many methods and by many names, but I do not come easy. So let us, children, let us begin, as always, in the name of George Collett, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. Can I get a fuck yeah? Right, that's right. Sorry about the delay there, children. I didn't know that we had not hit the live button, and I was talking for 4 minutes. And because I did not do the disclaimer, I'm going to do the disclaimer now. Shit happens. You can't sue me for it. I'm not perfect. There you go. I think that's what the disclaimer says, basically. All right. That's it. So it's time for our opening prayers. Well, did I skip something? No, I didn't. It's time for our opening prayers, sponsored by Tantally. If you need an opening, Tantally has all of your opening needs. If you or someone you know is in need of a prayer by the Dr. Reverend Johnny Roll, or some advice, request for healing, for forgiveness, or any such bullshit, you can contact me at Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll at gmail.com. And please remember to spell roll with an E on the end. Otherwise, some other Jelly Roll will wind up with your request and they won't give a shit about it. They'll go, why are you asking me? I don't know what to do to get you out of the friend zone. Why are you asking me? But I do. I know what to do to get you out of the friend zone. I'm an expert. I'm a minister. I know this shit. I can tell you. I can tell you right now, but I'd have to kill you. I don't have to kill you. That'd be rude. That'd be rude. But brothers and sisters, I can tell you how to do that. Now, but I want you to know. I want you to know that um, send the emails to DRREVJELLYROLROLLE at gmail.com, just like it's scrolling across the bottom there. If you're visual, it's scrolling across the bottom. And if you're audio, it's still scrolling across the bottom. It's just below your floor mat. So if you're driving, don't look for it there now. Wait till you stop driving, lift your floor mat. You'll see email Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll at gmail.com. But don't do it now, not while you're driving. You need that floor mat. Okay, now, brothers and sisters. Now, like for example, I got an email from Sister Leanne Linsky over at plausible.com, inviting me and others to go to plausible.com and check out some of the shows and some of the workshops that are there for comedians and non-comedians alike. Check out plausible.com, PLAUZZABLE.com. Okay, she just sent that email to remind you, and I'm reminding you. Email works. See, that's how it works. You send me an email and I go to work for you. That's how emails work. All right. Now for our other disclaimer. While all prayers are heard, not all prayers are answered when we want them to be. Some loophole and restrictions may apply. So bow your heads, unless you are driving your car or your significant other. And if you're driving your significant other, that means you've gotten out of the friend zone, or at least have an opportunity to do so. And if that is the case, just close your eyes and let Jesus do the driving while we pray. Yes, indeed. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Mark Volman. That's right. Mark Volman, along with Howard Kalin. Now, Howard Kalin didn't die. Just Mark Volman, just so you know. I don't want somebody getting confused. The two of them founded the 1960s pop group, The Turtles. Mark Volman passed away on September 5th, following what his family described as a brief, unexpected illness. He was 78. This brief, unexpected illness was Lewy body dementia, which was diagnosed in 2020. That would be 5 years ago. I do not think his family knows what brief or unexpected means. So in lieu of flowers, please send a dictionary and a thesaurus to his loved ones. Volman was the voice behind some of the decade's most enduring hits, including Happy Together, Eleanor, and She'd Rather Be With Me. Can you blame her? Look at this face. Of course she'd rather be with me. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that smile. Look at that face. I'm a reverend, damn it. Of course she'd rather be with me, not some turtle. We're not playing the shell game there. No, sir. You know that. What one you left, you're getting a good time. All right. After the Turtles split in 1970, Volman and Kalin reinvented themselves as Flo and Eddie. I think Volman was Flo. I'm not certain of this. I have no idea. Their shows combine humor with strong vocal performances. Now, that could be singing, that could be yelling. I'm just saying, a strong vocal performance. I think, what's her face? Gave one of those in Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis. That was a very strong vocal performance, and that set the standard for vocal performances from white women screaming in horror flicks. So I'm just saying, strong vocal performances may vary depending on your location and medium or large. Okay, the pair soon collaborated with Frank Zappa's Mothers of Invention. That was a necessity because that's the mother of invention. Necessity. Say that again. Necessity. The duo also lent their distinctive sound to T-Rex's Bang a Gong and worked with Bruce Springsteen, Duran Duran, and even wrote music for the children's series Strawberry Shortcake. That's right. They got around. Yes, that's right. And that's not even one of their songs. I think that's Beach Boys. Get Around. Despite health struggles, Volman suffered from hallucinations, tremors, and trouble concentrating. Volman continued to tour under the Happy Together banner for decades, performing alongside other 1960s and 70s acts. That's ACTS and not AX. Just, I know some people hear me speak and they go, "Did he just ask that question?" It's like that, and that would be ASC, not AX. So don't get your axe in a bind, and that's ASS. Rest in peace, Mark. You didn't let Louis Body turn you into a shell of a man. Can I get a touche? That would be two turtle references for the price of one. Two, two. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Rick Davies. Sad day, sad day. Rick Davies, a founding member and singer, keyboardist for Supertramp. Love that band, love that band. Died on September 5th at his Long Island, New York home. His cause of death was a type of blood cancer known as multiple myeloma. He was 81. Davies was with Supertramp for over 50 years, and during that time, they had numerous hits like Goodbye Stranger, The Logical Song, Long Way Home, Bloody Well Right, Breakfast in America. I mean, just casual conversations, just hit after hit after hit, or I should say, great song after great song after great song, because their first two albums were not hits. I don't think they had a hit until the third album, which I think may have been Goodbye Stranger. But it's great band, great sound, great quality. Man, I love their music. To this day, I love their music. Mm-mm-mm. Rest in peace, Rick. Uh, Goodbye, Stranger. You took the long way home, but you got there. Can I get a casual conversation? Mm-mm-mm. Dear Lord, please bless Sister Polly Holiday. Right. Polly Holiday, who turned the catchphrase, "Kiss my grits," into a national retort as the gum chewing, beehive wearing waitress in the CBS sitcom Alice, has died. She was 88, like a keyboard, a piano. Polly's cause of death was complications due to pneumonia. At 88, any kind of pneumonia can be a complication. Let it be a lesson to you. But the pneumonias are especially deadly. If you're going to get pneumonia, try to stick with the traditional pneumonias. They are less deadly. As a matter of fact, there has not been one recorded death, regardless of age, due to old pneumonia, because it just doesn't kill you. It's the pneumonia that will kill you. That's a public service announcement from the Pneumonia Foundation. While Polly is most famous for playing Flo on Alice, film fans may also remember Holiday as the villainous Mrs. Deagle in the 1984 movie Gremlins. Uh, Her performance won her a Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actress. Over her career, she appeared in movies such as All the President's Men, Mrs. Doubtfire, and The Parent Trap, and appeared on television shows including Home Improvement and Golden Girls. Rest in peace, Polly. You've kissed your last grit. Yeah, that's it. Can I get a pie to go? Uh, of course, she hasn't. She's not. She hasn't been at Mel's for a while. I didn't have an analogy for. I don't know that much about her, so don't. Just forgive me. Now, dear Lord, please bless Brother Chop. Mm, so I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. While I feel bad for Charlie Kirk's daughters, uh, I mean, I feel bad for the daughters because they don't know what kind of a douchebag their father was. They just knew him as daddy. He brought them gifts. He came home and he hugged them, I suppose, and cared for them, fed them, provided a good home for them, probably sent them to private schools. I don't know. But I know that children see their parents much differently than other adults. But his wife had to know what a douchebag he was. She had to know. Charlie Kirk, American Nazi apologist and co-founder of Turning Point USA, author and media figure, was shot to death during a speaking engagement on September 10th. He was 31. While I do not condone violence, I'm not opposed to it either. According to Ecclesiastes, there's a time for all things under the sun, and violence is under the sun. I mean, you can check for yourself. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, there's violence under the sun. So there's a time and a place for it. But I do not condone it, although sometimes I do deem it necessary. Charlie Kirk and people like him did nothing, and I repeat, nothing, to bring down the temperature of the rhetoric used by today's public leaders and figures. Not a damn thing. Okay? I would say it was chickens coming home to roost, but these cowards are an insult to chickens who are far braver than any of those tough talking MAGAs. Okay? If I'm in a fight, if I'm in a bar fight, and my choice of people to fight with me, to stand by me, are some MAGAs or a bunch of chickens, you give me those fucking chickens every day. Those chickens got your back, okay? They will peck and scratch and fight to the bitter end. MAGAs, they're cowards. Every last one of them. I can't think of a MAGA that's not a coward. My God. Charlie's wife, Erica, said that Charlie was martyred and is with Jesus now. If that's what she needs to believe. That believing a lie, and that believing the facts and truth out to rot in the field and become compost for all of the hate that they are sowing. That's what they believing. Now, I'm not going to say rest in peace. I'm not going to say it because I don't feel that way, and I'm not going to lie to you. There's something I'm telling you, no matter what you hear or what you hear about me on this show, I'm not going to lie to you. I may pull your leg, I may chuckle, I may joke, but I'm not going to outright lie to you. If I don't know, I don't know. I'm not going to make up some shit unless it's funny. And you'll know I made it up. But I'm not going to say rest in peace. I'd be a hypocrite. I'm not going to do it. Because he did nothing to spread peace. And I believe you reap what you sow. And if you are sowing peace, I wish you peace. And I wish, and there's many people who wanted peace who did not die in peace. Okay. And I can start with Martin Luther King. I can start right there. Medgar Evers, I can start there. Okay. Gandhi, I can start there. People who preached peace. Now, I'm not saying they're all holy, good, saintly men. I'm not saying that. And don't get me confused. Don't get it confused. Don't say, well, Martin Luther King was cheating on his wife. That's right. And I didn't say that he was a righteous man. I said he preached peace. Gandhi was probably sleeping with children. I did not say he wasn't a pedophile. I said he preached peace. And that's what I'm talking about. Okay? People who preach peace but died violent deaths. Charlie Kirk did not preach peace. He did not practice peace. Okay? So why would he expect otherwise? Okay? Again, I'm not calling it chickens coming home to roost. I'm calling it reaping what you sow, motherfucker. All right. Yes, that's my first motherfucker of the evening, I think. I'm pretty sure of it. So, I will not say rest in peace. Not for him. Okay, those MAGA mourners cried more tears over this one person than they did for all of the children lost to school shootings combined. And to that, I say, shame on those MAGA cucks. I say, fuck them. Fuck them all. Can I get some real justice up in here? Up in here? Up in here? And finally, Lord, please bless the entire behind-the-scenes staff at Mind Dog TV. They're truly doing your work, helping to spread your word throughout the wordosphere. They could be anywhere today, but they are here wishing they were anywhere today, and that ought to be counting for something. MindDogTV.com, the place to go to get all of your Church of Last Resort gear. And I mean all. I mean, you get the mugs, you can get the shirts, you can get, if they're hats, you can get whatever it is. Water bottles, you can find it there. And you can find your coffee with the dog gear. Same thing. Got the mugs, which is right over. Ah, there it is. I moved it. Right like that. There's a Mind Dog TV call right there. You can get all that at the site. So keep our people employed and buy shit. That's right. Now let us have a little bump for the Lord. Now today, we're gonna have to do two bumps. I'm telling you now, we're gonna have to do two bumps because there is Shineberry sweet tea, which is 40 proof. It is sweet tea and whiskey. Sweet tea and whiskey. All right. So we're gonna have a little bump of that right now. Got you a sip. All right, here's your sip. oh, oh, God, that is. I don't know what their motto is, but it should be sweet enough to put on a pancake and strong enough to burn a hole through it. That's what it should be. This little beauty is from the Cleopatra Winery and Vineyard in Maryland. Yeah, we went to the wine festival yesterday. We bought quite a few bottles of wine. This one, I think, is the only one left with something in it. So, yes, indeed, we're going to have a second bump. I can't even read what this one is. I think it's red. Oh, it's called the Mayor. It's called the Mayor, and it's a Cabernet. Yes, indeed. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon. Sauvignon. Okay. And I don't know how much it says how much alcohol is in here, but I can't read that small. What can you see that? I don't know. See that small print right there. Right down there. Right down that's tells you how much alcohol is in it. And if that is how much, well, another bump for the Lord. Whoa. Much better. Much better than the whiskey and sweet tea. And who knows? I'm going to try to get them on the show. Not maybe this one, maybe Coffee with the Dog, because they are African owned. That's right, Nigerian. And want to get them on to see if they first of all Nigerians know each other. Do they know Zexy? And do they know my cousin, the Prince? We'll see. I'm trying to, try to get them on. I invited them. Yeah, I was there. GD was there. Doug was having a dude's day. What was it called? Dude's Day afternoon. That's what it was called. Dude's Day afternoon. We weren't robbing banks. We were just taking our cups around and sipping wine and liqueurs. And I'm gonna tell you now, that's a financial trap. I mean, we were in the VIP section. Yeah, I know. I said, whoa, we had to be in the VIP section because, to be honest, if I go out in public, okay, GD can walk around and nobody knows who he is, okay? But if I walk around in public in my neighborhood of Westminster, everybody knows who the Reverend is, and they all want to touch my garments, to be healed. They want to hear me say fuck yeah. And sometimes I can't say fuck yeah because there's kids right there. They'll say, Reverend, say it. Reverend, say it. And they got the kids right there. And I say, I can't say that in front of the kids. It's okay. My kids listen on Sunday. I said, oh, you're the ones that listen. Okay. So we get the VIP section, and the people in the VIP section are very respectful. They don't mind. They don't care who you are. They just know that you paid enough money to not be bothered. And so it was a good day. Like I said, it was Dude's Day afternoon. lot of drinking, spent too much money on liquor because that's why they got you there. They want you to taste the liquor and find something that you like to bring home. So I got some champagne. I got a coffee liqueur. I got another thing and another thing, some and excuse me, and a bunch of desserts from the cookie lady. I don't know her real name, but those cookies were pretty good. And I'm diabetic and I'm not supposed to eat them. But let me show you something. Can I show you something? I don't know. This is from yesterday because I haven't eaten anything today. This is from yesterday. Look at that. Those numbers are still up there. Look at that. Look at it. This is when I woke up this morning, it was at 188. It's like, damn, you can't eat till next Thursday. So I'm working on getting it down and drinking that wine probably help because that's how I got the fuck up there in the first place. If you're a diabetic, wine is not good for you. Just letting you know. So, at any rate, just so you know, don't do it. Don't do it. You will die a slow and quick death, a slow and painful death. One toe at a time. Use a toe, then another toe, then another toe, then another toe. Then you run out of toes. Then you get to the fingers. You do another finger and another finger. Then you run out of fingers, so you lose a thumb. Because see, thumbs aren't fingers. And then you have to lose that. They start like the wrist and the ankles and stuff like that, and then maybe the PP. And the boobies, they just piece by piece, you just slowly die. So if you can avoid diabetes, please avoid it. Go see a doctor. And if your doctor can't heal you, call me, okay? Call me for a healing service. I do my best, okay? So in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck? Yeah, yeah. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Can I get a potpourri? Can I get a cornucopia? Can I get a sampling, a smorgasbord of sound? That's right. That's right. We have Phil Spector we have Phil Spector doing sound today. And he's producing a wall of sound for the 100th episode of the Church of Last Resort. The wall of sound. Thank you, Phil Spector. Glad you could make it. He's substituting for a regular guy. Yes. So, yeah. Brothers and sisters, I think I made reference to Coffee with the Dog, our flagship program on Mind Dog TV, and people say, "How can I get on Coffee with the Dog?" Like just yesterday, I was talking to the people from Nigeria who sell the wine, the Cleopatra wine, the Cleopatra Vineyard in Maryland, and I said, "Come on the show, talk about your product," because, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because they are actually the first African-owned winery in the United States. If there were any other winery, I wouldn't have given a shit. I invited Philosophy Winery because they're the first all-woman African-American owned winery in the country. It's just unique. It's just different. That's all. Like all the other, wineries, they're like, yeah, owned by a woman and a veteran. Oh, well, okay, that means you went for the small business discount. The small business owners discount. You get a woman and a veteran, you get a grant, and we can start a winery or a wine business. In their case, it was a mead business. Yeah, mead. They didn't even sell wine. They were selling mead. And then there are other places that, like I said, wineries, there's fathers and grandfathers owned the property, and they probably used to have slaves, and now they don't, and they're doing this, I don't, there's nothing interesting there for me. I'm interested in things that most people don't do, so that's just me. And then I invited them, I'm hoping that, and then they come on, Matter go like, why do I want to talk to these people? I'm going to be off that day. GD can talk to him. He invited them. So now I'm gonna tell you a little bit about yesterday. I think. Oh no, I'm gonna tell you. I'll do that later. I do because I got sister curly hair so bright, sitting patiently waiting to tell you about Coffee with the Dog and how you can get on it. Go ahead, sister curly hair. I apologize.
Comedians, musicians, songwriters, filmmakers, authors, and podcasters. Coffee with the Dog is booking for the
Summer and fall.
now. Get free publicity and hone your interview skill in a fun and safe setting. Coffee with the Dog is a live radio, live stream podcast based in New York that airs daily Monday to Friday 9 a.m. to 11 o'clock in syndication on iHeartRadio, as well as video streaming platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and many other platforms. Guests usually come on remotely via StreamYard, like Zoom but easier, although occasionally we do in-studio interviews. The morning show focuses mainly on comedians and musicians, and they have interviewed many top names and classic celebrities such as Robert Klein, Mike Binder, Eddie Brill, Doug Stanhope, Steve Byrne, Paul Provenza, Jeff Altman, and many, many others. For booking, go to minddogtv.com/booking.
Thank you, sister curly hair so bright. Thank you, wonderful, wonderful person, and thank you for being so patient and waiting like that. Like I said, I'm a little hungover, and, but not so. Because even when after the wine tasting, we came home and we broke open some more bottles of wine. And if we were going to do that, we could have saved. I probably could have saved like $200 if we just came to the house first and just brought a couple of bottles of wine from the liquor store and just sat around the house and watched some TV, and talked. We could have done that because that's what we did. On Dude's Day afternoon, we drank wine, sat around and talked, walked around and talked, met people, shook hands, and photobombed one lady by accident. I didn't know she was taking a picture. She was like right in front of me. I was right behind her, sitting right behind her. She's sitting down, she's taking a selfie, and I was looking for my earbuds so I could call my wife. I'm on 11 other words on our way home, and I stand up, and as I stand up, my crotch is right sitting on her head. Not sitting on it, but if you're looking at the camera, it looks like my crotch is on her head, like I'm got resting dick face, right there. And so, and she yells photobomb, and I didn't know what that meant because I'm old. I don't know what photobomb means. I was ready to duck and cover at first, but all right. I bet she meant photon bomb. I don't know. Mispronunciation. She's young. I don't know if she knows the difference between a photo and a photon. So I'm looking around, trying to see where to hide from this photo bomb. And then she starts laughing. And then Doug says, "Yeah, you've gotten her picture." I said, "Oh, well, why didn't she say that? I know what that means." And I apologize. And she goes, "Your crotch is right there on my head." And I just said, "Well, at least my fly is closed this time," which it was true, but funny but true, right? So, but brothers and sisters, today's sermon is Monkey See, Epic Do. And right now, if my nemesis, I don't want to call him a nemesis, that implies too much. There's someone out there who's probably going, Monkey See, Epic Do. Now, he spelled it S-E-A. And so what's a monkey see? Is that like the Red Sea? And why don't I get that? Wouldn't it be monkey see S-E-E? And then monkey do? What's epic do? I don't know. It's just too much for my brain to comprehend. But it's called monkey see epic do because brothers and sisters, today we are going to examine the words from the book of John. That's right. John Palumbo from Crack the Sky. Album 1, track 3. Now, here we go. See Epic is track 3 on their first album, which is a first studio album, which turned 50 years 50th anniversary is this year. Now, when they do the live version, the first two songs from album 1 are done back to back as one track. And then on the live version, it's track Sea Epic is track 2. But I'm going to go with the original translation from the original Crack the Skye, and it is track 3. So now, brothers and sisters, Sea Epic is about a man at sea who sees the end is near and opens up a dialogue with God. That's why we're here. That's why we're talking about it. We're going to talk about his dialogue with God, okay? Now, we're going to go over the lyrics and break it down in this conversation with God, okay? So, Sea Epic opens with the man pleading with God because the shipwreck has already occurred. Okay, the damage is done. The ship is sinking. The man sees the end is near, and he turns to God, and he starts off with this. God saves the captain. He's got a wife at home and quite a few children. You can't let them live alone. Okay. Verse, that's how it opens up. This gesture seems noble. Okay. He's saying to God, please, the captain, he's important. Not me. I'm not important. He hasn't said that yet. But by comparison, he's laying down the case. And it has a certain kind of logic that the captain has this to live for. Not me. Children, a wife, a home. Okay. The man continues, I'll go down yelling or quiet if you like. Now that's important. That's important. Because the man's saying, God, I'm willing to die. And you can pick how I'm going to die. I can die violent. I can go down yelling, or I can go peaceful if you want. Whatever you want. Whatever way you want me to die, I will die. I will die in whatever manner makes you happy, Lord. You want me to put up a fight? I'll put up a fight. If you want me to go quiet into that good night, I'll go quietly into that good night. Yes, indeed. What do you want, God? How do you want me to die? I'm willing to do it. The man continues, but please spare the captain. You see, I've got no wife waiting for me. That's right. Laid it out. Says, now he doesn't say he doesn't have kids waiting for him. He could have kids, just no wife. And he's not been supporting them anyway. Doesn't even know who they are. They don't know him. They won't miss him. So you can take me. Kids aren't going to be affected. And I have no wife. So take me, Lord, please. Spare the captain. Take one. If it's going to be a 1-to-1, take the captain. Leave the captain and take me. If you have a quota, right? If you have a quota, take me, leave the captain. Then he continues, because what if God doesn't want to save the captain? What if God can only save one? He makes the case for the admiral. He says, God save the admiral. He's got the mind to lead, and the country needs him. She's got more ships to fleet. Now she is the country, and the admiral, important man. The country depends on the admiral. Okay, apparently this is a maritime. This is like an old English story where the ships, the fleet, were that important to the protection of the kingdom. See, and I'm thinking, and I don't know how old this tour goes back into the annals of history. I do not know. But I do know that now he's saying, okay, God, again, if it's 1-to-1, And you can only save one. And if it's not the captain, then please save the admiral. Again, much more important than I am. And the man continues. He says, oh, I'll go down yelling, or quiet if you like. He offers him the same thing. Says, okay, take me, and I'll go down whatever way you want, however you want. I can make a lot of noise, or I can just shut the fuck up and go. But please, spare the admiral. That's the next line. But please, he says it, but please spare the admiral. You see, I've got no lives to lead to the sea. That's right. He goes right there. He goes right back to that point. Then he's like, okay, the admiral is leading people out there. I can't do that. Nobody's going to follow me. Who the fuck's going to follow me? I'm a lost cause. So if you're going to take somebody, take me. Don't take the admiral. Take me. I'm a lost cause. You know? And I cannot be helped. I cannot be helped. You know, I'm worthless. I'm a worthless asshole. Ask anybody. And God hears the man. He hears it. God hears the man's pleas, and God responds like so. Don't try to tell me who to save or to kill. I've got my own mind, you know, and I'll do what I will. I'll do what I will. You know I will. Now, this implies that the man has had dealings with the Lord before. He's had dealings with God before, because God doesn't just say, like he says, look, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. I'll do what I want to do. You can't stop me. And then he says, I do what I will, and you know I will. And in order for that man to know, he's had to gone through this before. Maybe not on a ship, because if it was on a ship, he wouldn't have got back on that motherfucker, you know, because he got by once. Why risk it? Why risk it? But at some point, this man has had an interaction with God, and God says, don't test me, boy. Don't tell me what to do. I will do what I want. And then God continues. God says, I will kill the captain if it's his time, my boy. That's right. I'll kill the captain if it's his time, my boy. Who knows if it's the captain's time? Only one person knows if it's the captain's time. God. Captain don't know. He doesn't find out until it's like, oh shit, I'm done. The young man who doesn't know, he's already saying, like, I'll swap. And then God continues. He says, I'll take the admiral too. I'll take the admiral too. In other words, it's not one for one. It's not, if I leave him, if I spare you, or if I take you, I'll spare him. No, it's like, I'll take him and him and him. And matter of fact, if you're not cool, I'll take you too. That's right. It said, that's the next line. It says right here. He goes over that. Let me repeat that again and say it in its entirety, in its context. I'll kill the captain if it's his time, my boy. I'll take the admiral too. And if you're not cool, I'll take you. That's right. There is no bartering here. There's no bargaining. You can't go take him, take me and leave him. Take me. No, it don't work like that. He says it does not work like that. Hello, kick people. It's not like that at all. Not in the tiniest bit. Okay? It's like, no, shut up. Don't tell me what to do. You're on thin ice. Or technically, you're in deep water. See, with that final line, it's as if God knows something that we do not know. That's right. That while the man is making his case that he is willing to sacrifice himself, the man also doesn't want to die for real. Not for real. He's like, because otherwise it wouldn't be a threat. If the man really wanted to die, God threatening him saying, I will take you too. Man's like, that's not a threat. I'm willing to go. I'm willing to go. Now, the man, becoming aware of what he has done and said, realizes he's upset the Lord. And he says this, I'm sorry, Lord. You know what's best. But please, would you at least spare the cook? Okay, now the man is striking up a different bargain. He goes, I'm sorry if I've upset you. I'm sorry if I've upset you. God, I'm sorry if I upset you. But what's the point of saving me if I'm going to die? Why save me just to die a slow death? So please, if you're going to save me, save the cook also. All right? Save me and the cook. The man continues, I'm very hungry, and by the looks of this ship, I'm going to starve. Oh, I'm going to starve. That's right. So the man knows, why let me suffer? I could just die quietly or make a lot of noise. Just take me. I don't want to suffer. And if you're going to save me, spare the cook. Now, here's the question. What is the cook going to cook for them in order for them to not starve? What's the cook going to cook? We're going to get to that shortly. Well, John continues to tell us, well, the ship went down to the bottom of the sea. I'm saying John, but actually this is from the viewpoint of the man on the ship. Okay. But John is reporting this. Okay. John was not there. He's reporting it. Okay. Now, from the words of the man on the ship, well, the ship went down to the bottom of the sea, and the only ones left were the fat cook and me. So I looked to the sky with a smile in my eye, caught a glimpse of the dude, and started singing. Dun, 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 dun. He's so happy. He's like, yeah, all right, yeah. Again, when the ship goes down to the bottom of the sea, the only ones left were the fat cook and me. That's right. And he caught a glimpse of the dude. Now, of course, in Hebrew, that would be Dudael. That is my dude. But this is not in Hebrew, but that's what he would call him if the man were Jewish, Dudael. And it continues. The man says, I'm sorry, Lord, that I doubted you. Oh, babe, you really came through. Again, in Hebrew, instead of oh, babe, it would be oh, babe, I-L. God is my babe. It's like Daniel, or Daniel, Michael, Ezekiel, baby L. God is my babe. So, I'm sorry, Lord, that I doubted you. Oh, babe, you really came through. And I thank you. I thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. Yeah. Now, that is the end. That is how it ends. With the guy in the boat surviving along with the fat cook. So I go back to the question. They spared the man. God spared the man, and God spared the fat cook. But what are they going to eat? This is where research comes in handy. Okay, now, just so you know, in the book of Leviticus, it is unclean to eat shrimp. And God explains why. it is unclean to eat pork and describes why. But nowhere in the Bible, nowhere, and you can look and look and look and look and look, nowhere in the Bible does it explicitly forbid cannibalism. That's right. So it looks like the fat cook is going to be serving up captain and admiral. Yes. Does God sanction cannibalism? Well, he doesn't forbid it. And in this telling, this true story, going straight from the book of Crack the Sky, straight from the Crack the Sky, track 3, yes, God sanctions cannibalism. Yes, indeed. And they're serving up captain and admiral. Now, it's not just my interpretation of this. It's not my interpretation, just not my interpretation. You can go to the book of the Rolling Stone in an article in 2025 where they discuss not just the first album 50 years ago, but the re-release of the album, which is now, I take that back. It's not a re-release. They're playing it live. They're performing it live for their 50th anniversary. The same songs, just live versions, and it's excellent. I recommend it. So does Rolling Stone. So does Rolling Stone magazine. Matter of fact, Rolling Stone magazine recommended the first album 50 years ago, the studio album. They said it was the best new album, and that they're the best band you've probably never heard of. They Rolling Stone loves. So it's not just me, okay? But Rolling Stone asked John Palumbo, and John Palumbo said, yes, this is about cannibalism. G.D. Fenderson asked John Palumbo on Coffee with the Dog. And again, John Palumbo did not back down. He says, yes, it is about cannibalism. So yes, it's about cannibalism. And so we know from Crack the Sky that God has sanctioned cannibalism. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And it's not just regular cannibalism. It's not like you're eating nobodies. They're serving up captain and admiral. Yes, indeed. Captain and admiral. Don't know if it's a stew. Don't know if it's admiral chops, captain stew. Don't know if it's loin of admiral. I have no idea. Captain ribs. I have no idea. But the fat cook apparently is a good cook. Because, again, if he were a bad cook, the guy in the boat would say, look, I can cook. I can burn shit by myself. I don't want to have to share food with the fat cook. As a matter of fact, I can eat the fat cook. If you're just going to save me and leave me to my devices, I can burn shit. But the fat cook knows how to make stuff taste good. That's right. He can take admiral and make it taste like chicken. He can take captain and make it taste like steak. Give me that fat cook. Give me that fat cook. Yes, indeed. So, yes, God did sanction cannibalism. Even if it's just for one time, even if it's only that one time, he did it. So, brothers and sisters, now I do not ask you to take my word for anything. If you want to listen to Crack the Sky, the first CD, the first CD, and listen to it for yourself, please do so. If you want to get the 50th anniversary of the live version, please do so and listen. And see if you come to the same conclusion. You don't have to take my word for it. I know I'm not perfect. And this is just my interpretation. As I sit here and I pray and I said, dear Lord, guide me through my interpretation of Sea Epic. Yes, indeed. Now, brothers and sisters, this is the first time I've ever made an attempt to break down a song. Okay? Now, I'm doing it because, again, I'm not going to lie to you. Again, I tell you, I'm not going to lie to you. I am a fan of the Crack the Sky. I am a fan. Been so for a very long time. Not quite 50 years, more like 47 years. Point is, been a fan for a long time. And I would love to introduce other people to them. But Crack the Sky is not the only music that's out there that talks about God. So if you find a song that you think that I can make sense out of, that addresses the dialogue between man and God and man, or God and woman, or God and humanity, please just send it to me. Care of the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with an E at gmail.com. Okay, we can, just let me know. And why is that song important to you? Now, I know right now somebody's going, Jesus is just all right with me, the Doobie Brothers. There's not a lot of lyrics in there to examine. Okay, it's like, Jesus is just all right with me. 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 I think the point is Jesus is just all right with him. Okay, then there's Spirit in the Sky by New Bomb, or New whatever, New Babe, Pneumonia, whatever his name was. Spirit in the Sky. Okay, that may be a little bit more interesting, a little more deep. I can't pull all the lyrics off my head at the top of my head, but you get the point. Now, I know what we're going to do. The next one we're going to do is XTC's Dear God. Yes, I've decided. So the next one, not tomorrow, not next week, but soon, we're going to look into XTC's Dear God. Okay, that's a beautiful piece of music and great lyrics, and it's from the gospel of Andy Partridge and XTC. Yes. So, brothers and sisters, I want to thank you all for listening. I hope you learned as much about God and cannibalism as I did. So, before I close, I want to say, I want to promote G.D. Fenderson. He is my Crack the Sky of comedians. Okay, the one of the most humorous, one of the best humorists you've never heard of. Here's a little sample right here. I kind of would like to forget the fact that my mother would not let me play sports as a child because she was afraid I would suffer a head-to-head injury in the shower. Yeah, I know. Like, I could get into Penn State. Yeah, that's probably the closest thing to a joke that GD does. He doesn't do many things that are that short, but because he's a humorist, he does big shit. But I appreciate it. So check him out on gigsalad.com. He's available for parties, bar mitzvahs, and if you're serving cannibal, let him know, because he doesn't eat meat. He'll bring his own salad. So I want to thank you all for joining us. And if you would be so kind to subscribe to both, actually, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to the YouTube channel and the Facebook fan page. They're both under Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. It costs you nothing to join or to follow. It's just an encouragement. Lets me know that you're out there and that you actually care enough to subscribe. Do that, please. Bless you. And I also bless you. And on behalf of the Church of Last Resort, and the entire Roll family, my wife Amona, my kids Cinnamon and Jelly Jr., our cat Tootsie, our dog Stop Dropping. I wish you safe travels, and I hope you will join us next week at 9 a.m. Eastern Orthodox Time on My Dog TV and everywhere that our word is heard. Brothers and sisters, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck? Yeah. Fuck yeah!